66 million years ago, Earth experienced the most massive extinction in its history, triggered by a collision with a colossal asteroid. The planet was shaken by natural disasters that led to the disappearance of some of the most mysterious and fascinating creatures, the dinosaurs. Numerous scientists are attempting to construct hypotheses about how evolution might have unfolded if this extinction event had not occurred. It is quite challenging to imagine how the prehistoric reptiles themselves would have changed over time. Even more difficult is understanding whether mammals would have claimed their current position at the top of the food chain, and whether a species like humans would have ever emerged. One potential answer to the first question could come from Scottish scientist Dougal Dixon, who published a book in which he attempted to predict possible evolutionary paths for various species of dinosaurs. He described the descendants of some creatures that existed during the age of dinosaurs in a highly original manner, giving them intriguing names. All of his hypotheses are grounded in scientific reasoning. Almost all of the creatures invented by Dixon have modern counterparts, although the names of these animals are more closely related to their appearances and behaviors. For instance, a small predator could have emerged in South America, which he named Sawtooth. Additionally, the scientists suggested that a distant descendant of smaller tyrannosaurs might have existed in what is now Australia, feeding by filtering water to catch small mollusks and crustaceans. The feeding habits would have also influenced the creature's appearance. It is likely that its body would resemble that of a flamingo. One of the most intriguing creatures could have been a large predator named Gurma, potentially a descendant of the tyrannosaur or another large theropod. Dougal Dixon proposed that the forelimbs, which the tyrannosaur barely used at the end of its era, would have completely disappeared through the process of evolution. The scientist also hypothesized that to swallow prey more efficiently, this creature's jaws would become elastic, much like those of modern snakes. Some species of dinosaurs might have attempted to inhabit the seas and oceans. There are plenty of examples in the history of the animal kingdom of such developments. The ancestors of modern whales and seals returned from land to the sea, while manatees, for example, lived during the Cretaceous period. However, the oceans of that time were populated by formidable predators, such as giant sharks, marine crocodiles, plesiosaurs, mosasaurs, and ichthyosaurs. Nevertheless, it is quite possible that some species of dinosaurs could have succeeded in adapting to aquatic life. Many dinosaur researchers agree that the emergence of flowering plants at the end of the Cretaceous period contributed to the rise of small dinosaurs that lived in trees and fed on fruits and leaves. Had they survived the meteor impact, they might have eventually occupied the ecological niche that primates currently inhabit. In such a scenario, monkeys would have been forced to evolve along a different path or might not have appeared at all. This raises questions about the possibility of humans existing as we know them today. Of course, the reptiles that survive to this day would likely bear little resemblance to their gigantic ancestors from the age of dinosaurs. They would probably have significantly reduced in size and developed new survival strategies, adapting to changes in climate, water, and air composition, as well as the emergence of new plant and animal species. The fate of mammals, had dinosaurs survived, would not have been enviable. The ancestors of the current rulers of the planet coexisted with dinosaurs but never managed to step out of their shadow. Dinosaurs went extinct only 66 million years ago, which isn't such a long time in evolutionary terms to shift the balance in favor of species that had long been unable to displace them from any crucial ecological niche. If we assume that after the Cretaceous period, the planet and all living beings evolved alongside the remaining dinosaurs, we might speculate that early humans could have emerged, much like in the story we know, but would have lived simultaneously with the descendants of dinosaurs. Some scientists believe that the interaction between real animals on two continents that formed after the breakup of the supercontinents Gondwana and Laurasia can serve as a model for the coexistence of mammals and dinosaurs. These continents began to drift apart just as the first placental mammals were emerging on the planet. However, none of them made it to Laurasia. At that time, both continents were inhabited by various species of birds, including gigantic flightless predators. Additionally, reptiles and amphibians thrived on Earth. In Gondwana, placental mammals began their struggle against them, while only marsupials remained in Laurasia. Gondwana included what we now know as Australia and South America. It is known that on these continents, Marsupial animals struggled to compete with crocodiles, large sparrows, and predatory birds. In Laurasia, mammals occupied the top positions in the food pyramid. Based on this information, we can hypothesize that the surviving dinosaurs would dominate on one continent while losing the evolutionary race on another. As continental drift continued, these two worlds might have started to collide in different corners of the planet, gradually causing the descendants of dinosaurs to relinquish their positions. However, to this day, there is one continent where mammals have not been able to develop significantly. Thus, surviving dinosaurs could still exist in Australia, feeling quite comfortable even in our time. Given their high adaptability and more efficient means of movement, dinosaurs could have significantly outcompete crocodiles and giant monitor lizards. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to give it a like or leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel to catch more interesting episodes.